Coming up on today's show, Mel Kiper has dropped his first 2026 NFL Draft Big Board of the year. He's ranking his top 25 prospects. We will break them all down for you here on the show. And we've got all the NFL draft coverage you could want. Do not miss out. Hit that sub button, whether you're watching on the Chat Sports YouTube channel or on our NFL Draft dedicated YouTube channel. Hit that sub button so you don't miss out right now. The number one player on Mel Kiper's big board, perhaps it's a surprise, it is Oregon quarterback Dante Moore. And Mel did do this after the not-so-great performance against Indiana. I think you need to see less of that and more of the previous couple games going forward. I do like what I've seen from Dante Moore. There's a lot of good stuff. There's accuracy. There's deep ball touch. Number one overall is a little bit rich for me. I think Mel is often boosting positional value for quarterbacks in particular. There is lots to like about Dante Moore. I still don't think any one quarterback has truly emerged as the top guy this year. Number two is a running back, Jeremiyah Love. I will say, he's awesome. He is explosive. I think he's the far and away the best running back in this year's class. Far and away. He's also been more involved finally as a pass catcher. He's not going to go number two in the class, but kind of like Bijan, very different players. We're going to be discussing how early can you justify taking him. Number three, another quarterback, Fernando Mendoza, who has done a much better job about holding the ball a little bit too long. The arm strength is NFL caliber. The size is very good. He does some real quarterbacking things. It's not just like, I love watching John Mateer. I love watching guys like Sam Love. They're super fun. They're kind of chaos agents. Mendoza does like the real quarterbacking stuff at times, and he is mobile enough to do some stuff scramble. I don't think he can be a pocket passer anymore. Mendoza, like a pure pocket passer as a rookie. You have to offer more than that. Like Burrow moves well in the pocket coming out of LSU. Mendoza offers that. One of my favorite players in this class is Arvell Reese, the linebacker out of Ohio State. Listed at 6'4", 243. Do you know where the Buckeyes have often deployed him? As an edge. He's lined up on the outside. That's why he has 4.5 sacks this season. I have seen him make plays in all the different ways you want a linebacker make plays. As a blitzer, going downhill, side to side, dropping back in coverage. I'm glad Mel put him at 4. I forget which mock draft we covered last week. Didn't have Arvell in round 1. He needs to be. There are some Micah Parsons similarities there. Peter Woods is number 5. Not as good of a season for a guy that I was hoping could be like the best player in the class. I think he's been playing better as of late, but the impact, frankly, has been a bit of a disappointment relative to expectations there. Number 6, Makai Lemon is wide receiver 1. I had made the comment earlier this year when we were first mentioning Makai Lemon on some of our draft coverage, like, yeah, he lit up Missouri State and Georgia Southern. What's he going to do against better competition? 8 for 127 and 2 total TDs against Michigan State. 11 for 151 and 2 scores against Illinois. 9 for 93 and a touchdown against Michigan. He's him. Who is the best player in the 2026 NFL Draft? Let me know in the comments section of today's show. Who do you think that best player is? Number 7 is Caleb Downs. This will be a popular answer and for valid reason. Brother, by the way, of Josh Downs, the Colts wide receiver, fun fact. He's highly intelligent because he started as a true freshman for Alabama. I don't know if the NFL is going to like him as much as I do, as maybe even as Mel does, because he's a safety. They don't value safeties very highly. I think he's better in the box, but I do think there might be some questions about him as a deep-end true free safety. The NFL let Kyle Hamilton fall pretty far. I could see it happening with Caleb Downs, too. Number 8, Jordyn Tyson out of Arizona State, who has also been putting up some good numbers this year. 523 yards and 7 touchdowns, not that far behind what Makai Lemon has done this year. He's in the conversation for wide receiver 1 as well. I think Rueben Bain is too low. He's got like a 19% pressure rate this year, which is absurd. Great size. The freshman version of Rueben Bain was really intriguing. He's like, man, this guy had 7.5 sacks, a true freshman. How good could he be? And he was banged up, 3.5 sacks this past year. He has been awesome. Even if the sack numbers don't always show it, he has been disruptive game in and game out this year. Today's show is made possible by Omaha Steaks. Visit omahasteaks.com for 50% off site-wide, an extra 20% off select favorites during the early Black Friday sale, and an extra $35 off by using promo code NFL Daily at checkout. Terms apply. See site for details. That extra $35 off makes you even more savings. You can get the Griller's Essential Bundle, smash burgers, filet mignons, chicken breasts, pork chops, more steak burgers, Frank's, and even the caramel apple tartlets as well. Omaha Steaks has grass-fed, grain-finished beef, which has more marbling for exceptional flavor, and is the choice of steakhouses and professional chefs around the world. Omaha Steaks offers an exclusive lineup of USDA-certified tender steaks, and their fan-favorite filet mignons have achieved the distinction of USDA certified very tender. Save big with Omaha Steaks. Visit omahasteaks.com for 50% off site-wide and an extra 20% off select favorites during their early Black Friday sale. And for an extra $35 off, use promo code NFL Daily at checkout. Terms apply. See site for details. That's 50% off at omahasteaks.com, promo code NFL Daily at checkout to get an extra $35 off. Links in the comments and the description of today's show. Number 10, Spencer Fano, the offensive tackle out of Utah, has started left tackle and right tackle over in his time for the Utes. I think part of a upside-heavy offensive tackle class. I like Keldric Faulk quite a bit. The defensive end out of Auburn, 6'5", 285. This is the frame and size that you're looking for. The sacks, again, haven't always been there for Auburn. I think the pressures have been pretty darn good, though. He's a damn good football player. Carnell Tate has been make-a-play time guy for the Buckeyes. Look, Jeremiah Smith is not eligible, but oh my God, he's going to be so good. I think he's going to have a huge rest of the year for Ohio State. I think has kind of grown as a reliable route runner this year too. Great body control. He looks like the next Ohio State first-round pick. Another guy that might never be a number one for his team too and be a first-round pick. Jermod McCoy has not played this year, but he was really good before he went down with his injury, so it is still a assumption that he gets healthy and makes an impact, but I get why he's so high. Kenyon Sadiq out of Oregon. I love the way he moves at his size. I think that there's a lot of upside athletic ability here. I think he's been better as a blocker at times this year as well. Looks like tight end one. TJ Parker, again, hasn't been as good this year. He had 11.5 sacks and 16 TFLs last year, down to 5.5 TFLs and 2 sacks this season. I think he's probably been a bit more disappointing even than Peter Woods, but still going to be in the first-round pick conversation. Another quarterback, Ty Simpson, who has been really good this year. Go back and watch that, not quite game icing, but like that big-time fourth-down throw against Missouri. It's a lot to like on that particular play. He's been accurate. I don't think there's an overwhelming physical skill set, but he has enough in everything with arm strength and mobility to make it work. Really good stretch of games coming up for Ty Simpson. The experience is limited, but he has been impressive so far this season. How many quarterbacks go in round one of the 2026 NFL Draft? There's one more name that cracked Mel's top 25, but let me know in the comments right now. Avieon Terrell, the cornerback out of Clemson, checks in here at number 17 overall. Again, I feel bad saying the exact same thing each time, but hasn't been as good of a season as what Clemson was hoping for, and I think that's shown up at least at times with Avieon Terrell, who just hasn't been as impactful, dynamic as what everyone was hoping for. But I do think he is still a very good corner prospect. He is a little bit undersized, though. Francis Mauigoa, the right tackle for the Miami Hurricanes. They've been pretty darn good this year. Mauler at his best. I think he's also There are some questions like, can he play guard or tackle in the NFL? I'd try him there first. I think he does have enough foot quickness to stay out there at tackle. Number 19, Amari Washington from Oregon. Man, you don't find guys that size who move like that very often. Although it feels like every year there's one dude in the draft who we describe that as. 6'3", 330. The bull rush against Indiana was really impressive of just running right through an MFer's face. I think there's a lot to like there for him. And I think Potato Ungule, another good Oregon defensive player. David Bailey doesn't offer that much as a run defender, but all he does is get sacks. He has 8.5 sacks this year already. A pressure rate that's like above 23%. He's been really good for Texas Tech. Just isn't necessarily a household name. Here's the other quarterback, Lenoris Sellers. The touchdown numbers are not there. The traits are, though. I mean, he is dynamic, the arm strength, the mobility. It's just he's still a little bit inconsistent. He's young, and maybe would be better off not even turning pro this upcoming season, but from an upside perspective, you might not find a better one in this year's class. I am a little bit surprised Zachariah Branch cracked the top 25 for Mel. He's fun and explosive, but he's not Georgia's leading receiver. He's a good return man, but he's got less than 300 yards this season. This feels a little bit more like sheer traits upside for a guy that I think should probably go back to school. I think the linebacker class is really good this year. I think there's a lot of talent. And C.J. Allen out of Georgia is one of them. I think he was actually one that knocked out that goal line fumble first. I think it was the broadcast spent so much time on the other lineman. Allen got his hand in there first to initially jar it loose. 4.5 TFLs, 3 sacks, got some pass breakups. I think there's youthful talent here with C.J. Allen. The other USC wide receiver, Jacoby Lane, who has missed time with injury, by the way. Bigger body at listed 6'4", 200 pounds. The days of USC having good receivers appear to be back. Caden Proctor, the offensive tackle / Wildcat running back / bubble screen receiver. I can't wait till Alabama deploys the Wildcat throw with Caden Proctor. It's going to happen. That's the next pivot off of that package. He was terrible to begin the season, to the point that I'm like, boys, is this guy going to be able to hang and develop and be the sum of his parts? There's listed at 6'7", 366. It's kind of insane. But he allowed 6 pressures first week of the season. Since then, 6 total. Has been much, much better as of late. Are some questions if he can stay at tackle or if he has to move inside to guard, though. Who did Mel Kiper leave off of his 2026 NFL Draft Big Board? Let me know in the comments section of today's show. Who did Mel Kiper leave off of his Big Board? Some other notable NFL draft prospects. John Mateer is his next ranked quarterback. So I do want to mention that. We might go in depth on his quarterback rankings in the future. Denzel Boston, Chris Brazzell. Look, the Tennessee receiving route tree is not good. He actually does real stuff, though. Jalen Hyatt always got a free release because he was never the front man on those bunch packages. They let Chris Brazzell be the front guy. He does actual routes, not just run downfield, be fast guy. He's actually more than that. Caleb Lomu is the other Utah tackle. LT Overton, I thought had a really good game against Missouri. We've put him in round 1 conversation before. I thought it was a bit kind of slow to get the year going, but he was, I thought, really impactful against Missouri. Had a couple sacks in that game. Cassius Howell has been just a nightmare to defend as a pass rusher this year for A&M. He's got 24 pressures on 134 snaps. It's really good. Really good. Anthony Hill Jr., big name. Not sure he's as well liked within the NFL. And then my guy, Mansour Delane, out of LSU.